Hey, I'm Marcus and I'm playing Crusader Kings 3. And in the first 3 years of the rule of Prince Bohemond of Antioch, everything seemed to have come his way. He quickly managed to conquer Kinasrin from the growing order of the Hashashin. Now that is part of his little realm. He also managed to finally get a princess. Mustn't forget that he's in his late 40s by this point, so an heir must be on the way soon. And he always wanted to marry upwards. Now he found that in Princess Ingegerd, who is a Danish princess, who was also at the court of his own brother because he married her mother. And he married her in southern Italy, took a nice little trip down the Aegean Sea into the Adriatic, and then we had this feast here in, I think, either Matera, was it here? Bari? Somewhere over there. Somewhere around here. And everything again seemed to be going his way, but then disaster struck. Or rather, a bad omen showed itself at the wedding when the clouds towered over the venue and there was a big thunderstorm, rain came crushing down. And everyone thought, this is not good. This is not a good sign of things to come. And he tried to shrug it down. He was like, yeah, whatever. And then everything seemed to be going normal. The wedding went all right. He actually found a soulmate in Ingegerd, which was surprising. And we're still kind of trying to consolidate that with his character, being ambitious and callous and so on. But I guess in Ingegerd he finds someone special in that he probably does not apply his normal rules to her. To him she is precious and someone he will protect at all costs. Well, does he have to? The journey back finally showed what that omen was all about. First there was a, well, interesting attack on the ship by birds that the sailors on board the ship did not think was quite so good. It was very auspicious indeed. Then our relic almost got lost. I think I called it a nail last time. That's not accurate. It is not a nail. It is actually, there we go, a fragment of the true cross. And that almost got lost, and only our heroic caravan master at the time tried to save it, and he did, but killed himself in the process. And that was one thing. And then, apparently, Ingegerd had already been able to conceive, and the baby was lost on the trip home. Many factors can play into this, and we hope that this is not auspicious as well. Now, the biggest news came when the whole party returned back to Antioch. And you see that down here in the messages. Duke Tancred of Urdun was slain in battle. That is Bohemond's nephew. That is his closest ally up to this point. And he was even considering letting him take over Antioch should he die childless. And this is indeed what had happened. In the real world. Not that he was childless in the real world. He did have issue. But in the end, Tancred was the one to take over Antioch. Now he's gone. He died. And he leaves behind a daughter, I think. There we go. Daughter who's not yet come of age. And we can't even have an alliance with her. So this did not go very well. So there's a number of things now that would tell Bohemond that maybe that omen that he got on his wedding actually showed itself in the tragedies that we saw. Now the thing is, what does Bohemond do? And I think Bohemond is not someone to let himself be intimidated by fate, but rather he would like to fight it. If fate came for him and tried to knock him down, he would get up again and do something else. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Now, I forgot some things last time that I quickly would like to mend, and that is, of course, cementing his own rule here in Antioch and back home by establishing tighter laws. There we go. I have a mod installed for this. I kind of forget the name now. It's a rework of feudalism in CK3, which allows you to eventually turn your hereditary titles into administrative titles, basically, which is a good thought. That kind of like this process of top-down government tightening their rule throughout the Middle Ages, where in the end, obviously, when we go to the 15th and 16th century, we have this absolute power right on top. But, yeah, could be different too. I mean, what I would like to see at some point, maybe there's a rework of feudalism in the make somehow. I don't see Paradox doing that. They're very focused on religion right now, which is good too. That is great. But I would like to see that at some point, because there is this mix of administrative and feudal systems going on throughout the medieval era. And that is one of the pressure points in this society of like who has control over what. So, for example, in England, you would see that in the office of sheriffs, right? We don't have sheriffs in this game, and they should be there. And they are basically administrative counts. And we have high sheriffs, that would be the duke equivalent, and so on. So there's a kind of missed opportunity. And again, like with this mod, you could kind of emulate it, but you have to work towards it. For now, what we will do is pass limited crown authority. There we go. Can even go higher, because that is what Normans can do. They can invest a lot of prestige and then be able to quickly pass higher crown authority. He will not do that at this point, because I don't think he sees the need to do that. That being said, we do have title revocation policy now as a separate entity here that we can pass. And I think that is something that we would want to do for whenever, you know, like this guy here. Maybe we don't want him in office. Maybe we want someone else. So this would allow us to throw him out. Of course, they don't like it. That's only natural. I guess this guy here we want to keep. And therefore, have our Chancellor explain to him that things will be alright. Don't worry. You are safe. Because you're doing a good job. So, while you keep doing a good job, that will be fine. Then, I think we should look for more knights to serve. We do have more capacity here, a lot more capacity actually. And there's a number of ways we can do that. One would be, again, looking for characters that we invite to court. Can sort this by prowess, and they would see Gaillard here. And that's just a perfect candidate to invite. There we go. Maybe we see someone else we can get to court through that decision as well. Interestingly, there is our younger sister Sibylle in that list here. She would be eager to come to our court. I guess she doesn't like her brother Roger that much. Or she likes us better. One or the other. But I don't see someone else in here. Right, that's all women. Obviously, women want to come to our court. Women love Bohemond, obviously. Who wouldn't? So, what other choices do we have? We do have guests still at our court that would like to join us. There's this guy here that I've been eyeing for a long time now. A faithful blade that would come in handy. Quite good when it comes to his learning and prowess, and he would ask for 15 gold. That's not that much, so yeah, we will recruit him to our court. There he is. Whom else do we have here? Lorenzo. What does he want? He also wants 15 gold. I guess that's fine too. There we go. Down to 14 gold, so I guess there's not much we can do here. Now I did see that we have some prisoners. For example, that guy here, Yamshid. Now there's a few things here. Obviously, how would Bohemond know if he's disloyal or loyal, right? That's probably not something you can assess. But I guess he would claim that he is indeed someone who knows the deserts and can fight very well in them. And that is to our advantage, since this is all desert area here, or drylands. He is capable when it comes to his prowess. And I guess we could offer this and say, if you indeed convert and go to church, and we can take you to our court and you can join the ranks. Maybe we can learn something from him. Maybe he can show the others how that works. Now the other guy here is not that good when it comes to his prowess, and on the other hand, he's a mastermind philosopher, has very high learning, is a zealot though, so he's not willing to convert. That is not something that we would want. Yeah, I mean, in the end, we do have dealings with all kinds of different peoples and faiths here in Antioch, but we don't want to have someone who's directly working for us, who's not converting, I think. So you can keep him around. I think sometimes people actually want to buy off prisoners, so I guess they don't hurt us. That will be fine then. So we got ourselves like 4 more knights. That's good. That's good stuff. There we go. Oh yeah. The game is asking us that we could exchange hostages with Caliph Al-Mustali of Egypt. Do we actually want that? Or should we go further? I think that's something that we can elaborate on once the knights are here. By the way, finally, I did see that we now have Greek speakers, or one at least, in Randolph here, at our court, and I think I would like to have people speak Greek at our court. That would be very good for us. Obviously, we're very close to the Byzantine Empire, and everyone around here would speak Greek as some kind of lingua franca. So there we go. Anything else I would like to do before I start? No, I guess we can go on. There you go. There you go. Gaillard has joined the court. Very good. And there he is. I have no choice but to accept your conditions for my release. Yep. There you go. Why is he down to 8 prowess now? Was that somehow tied to his religion? Oh well. So we have another marriage here. That is our cousin, Mathilde, marrying Guglielmo Drengo. Okay. Good for them, I guess. That's up to 12 now, right? So we are actually in that area where we wanted to be. Now, the question of what do we do? Again, like I said, this omen that's still circling. I think Bohemond would like to tackle that directly and say, okay, I want to dictate my fate. I don't want to just be exposed to it. And one way of doing that, obviously, is to keep on fighting. Several options here, and several options to consider. Aleppo, for example, is not that strong if you look at it, right? They do have a bunch of levies, 100 cataphract archers, of course they are strong, but that's only 100 of them. He does have some allies in Prince Arslan here, who's a bit further away, way further away though, so he might not be able to come to his rescue in time anyway. And then there's this weird thing that happens. Radwan here kind of seems to be a very savvy ruler. Like, he knows that the Hautevils here are posing a threat to him. And he does not or what he wanted to do, I guess, by following us and coming to our own wedding here in southern Italy. Interesting, right? A Seljuk ruler made the travel to southern Italy to attend that wedding. And he somehow, and I'm yet not sure how he did that, probably by bribery, or maybe even like just manipulation, actually managed to have Roger here enter an alliance with him. I'm not sure how he managed to do that and why Roger even thought that was a good thing. The only thing I can imagine is that Radwan here was able to kind of manipulate him into doing that. And now that is kind of awkward for us. He's also allied to us, so I guess we cannot call him into this, which I guess will be fine as well. Thing is, okay, what do we want? We can use a holy war. I can go for Aleppo, for example. That would be alright. I guess that is something we could do. The other thing that I can imagine is going directly for Egypt and undermining their power in the region. As you do see, Caliph al-Mustali here, he's getting older, he's losing his eyesight. And he is currently fighting, defending against a chieftain. And I guess that's probably somewhere... Where is that even? All right, to the west. Ah, okay. So he has his forces engaged somewhere else. And again, he's not that strong. He does have some men-at-arms, and currently he does have mercenaries and a holy order. That kind of help him. By the way, do we have that as well? We do have the Knights Templar. Yep. I guess that is something we could also turn to. We do have decent piety. So, okay, there's some extra men we can always go to. Now, the thing is, since he is kind of stretching his forces thin, like with going in that direction here, not being able to defend the north, you use a chess term here. These provinces here are hanging. And I think I would like to snatch them. Now, the reasoning behind this and why we don't go for Aleppo first, and I think we can still do that afterwards, is that Bohemond knows that trade is important. And we've already furthered the trade with Middle Eastern merchants, and we need more trade ports, so we could use more trade ports to enforce that. And now, Tripoli here, Beirut, these are very important trade ports. And we would also be able to bridge the gap between our realm here and Jerusalem. So I think this is a logical next step. And I guess March is around, is a fine time, is an alright time to do this. There you go, can declare war. The thing is, okay, like normally if you were doing this realistically, the medieval setup, then you would always declare war somewhere around fall, right, autumn. Because you want to do this after harvest time. You need to rely on your levies, and they would all be working on their fields, doing harvesting, and afterwards you can go to war. I don't think that applies very much to what's currently happening here. Even if we do have levies, they would still largely be that host that we came with here. Now, of course, what do you do with a larger host? You would settle them. So we're not sure if that's already happened, or if by this point in time they would still rely on being fed by the local populace. Yeah, there's no option for this too, right? There's no real option saying, okay, I want to settle my soldiers, my men-at-arms, maybe. Which is something that would have happened. Right? That's throughout history a very common tactic. How do you... how are you able to defend your land is by putting your veterans in there, giving them land on your frontier, and thereby having warriors there on the front line who now have land there that they want to defend because their families are there as well. Right, so that's been a very common tactic throughout the ages. Anyways, okay, so I'm already blabbering. So what I will do is declaring war on him. Now we have a number of options here. There's a reclaim relics war that we could do. Interesting. I think I saw that before. He does have some relics apparently. Saint Catherine of Alexandria. There we go. That's a artifact that he owns, but I guess okay, that's fine. Maybe at some point. We're not too eager to do that. What we do want is get this duchy here, and I think the nicest way of doing this is by going through this option here: Seize Peripheral Duchy. A castle is barely available to rulers bordering a realm governed by a bureaucratic government form. It allows the attacker to seize a neighboring duchy that lies outside the defender's capital's de jure hierarchy. That's exactly what we want to do. And as we do see, we do have two options here. That little province here, Shaizar, is part of the Duchy of Homs. That is that area here. But no, we want to go for Lebanon. There we are. And, yeah, right. I guess we can declare war. There you go. Maybe you didn't see that coming. We can call allies to war. Maybe it's time we call for Uncle. He might die on us soon, so maybe use it once. There we go. Can call him to war. I don't necessarily want to bring Roger into this. He's not that strong. Can't help us that much. But I guess it's maybe time we can... Oh. No, I can't actually. Click to view details. Commanded by you? They're already here? Did I miss something? Anyways, I guess I can just move my army over here. Raise all. So there we go. Right, he doesn't like it, of course. He hates us now, which is okay. I'm gonna wait a bit. That's Of course I shall join you in this war. Our foes shall learn to fear the men of Sicily. Right. Oh, by the way, yeah, Roger now the dynasty head. Okay. Right, we're still waiting. 10 days, 9. The thing is, what do we do first? Do we directly go for Tripoli? And I think we should do that. There we go. Let's choose the secondary commanders. There you go. Of course, yeah, I could try. I could try going with him. But I don't think I want to give him that kind of power. That would be irresponsible. Like what you would normally do is give that to the highest ranking members. So where is he? Ode here would make sense. We have a marshal in place, but the master of the horse is also someone we can choose here, because he would be the highest ranking equestrian. That's what I was looking for. He might be in charge of our convoy. Okay, so we're starting 4 months, easy. Not sure if he's abandoning his other war. Oh, he's already done it. Okay, well, I guess I'm not too bothered. He could come over. I think we'll take him. Oh, and there we go. My wife, Princess Ingegerd, is bearing my child. Now, the thing is, like, we really hope that she is able to bring it to a conclusion. That would be great. That would show us that what happened back there was just a fluke. Oh, and by the way, we got the message twice apparently on the way back, but I took a look back at it and it just only appeared once. The mod that I have for this message window here just sometimes happens to push messages back to the top. So that is what happened there. And there he is already. And there he is already. Right. I guess we'll just wait for this to go on. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, by the way, do I still have to... I guess I have to do that, right? Yeah. No nudity, please. I don't want to be demonetized. Well, I'm not even monetized in the first place. But I don't want to be driven off the platform. There are always at least a few peasant women who tag along with the army as it marches. That's true. Cooks and laundresses mainly, but some of them are also referred to as camp followers. Those who hope to catch the eye of a knight, either to attract a husband or just to earn a few coins by providing him a night of comfort. Normally, I don't pay much attention to these women, but just lately one has caught my eye. She's Norman. She smiles at me whenever I pass and would be amenable to a late-night visit. That much is clear. The question is, am I amenable? Right, okay. Well, he's pretty. Never mind the character, we're not looking for that. And the question is, like, would he do that, given that he has a wife at home and so on? I think he doesn't mind too much about lying with a camp follower. Question is, like, would he really need that? He's not stressed at all, and I think he would avoid some kind of entanglement. So if he were stressed, I guess he would have done that. But now it's best to avoid these entanglements. Right, he's coming straight for us apparently, which is good, I think. There's a battle in a day. And the problem for him is that his army is recently disembarked. So we are going into this with some kind of huge... Oh no! He found out. He was like, hey, oh wait, that's not a good idea at all. Also because our uncle is right next to us. He would have joined. Now, what's he doing? He is going straight for Antioch. I guess we cannot have that. So what we will do is we will... By the way, why couldn't I get the Knights Templar? That's interesting. That's something to ponder. Maybe because they're too far away? Could be. If you have an idea, then you can tell me. Okay, so 3 days left. 1. And there we go. The walls of Tripoli have fallen. Right, we managed to get some prisoners, or at least I can immediately ransom them. That's just a boy. I guess what we'll do is just go straight for the Caliph and his army. I guess he is not the best commander in his state. Yeah, of course, they're following us. They could have continued besieging down there, but it's okay. We know the AI and its limitations, so there we go. Oh no, there's someone else that can ransom. Yeah, we'll do that. Right. And there we go. Look at this. Plus 55. He doesn't even have some kind of side commanders here. The Battle of the Barony of Antioch stood on the ridge overlooking the battle. A short distance from the front lines, me and Randolph observed the enemy's forces' movements. Everything is going as planned, in accordance to what I organized at the start of the battle, when suddenly Randolph turns to me and points out an unexpected enemy rush into the weaker section of our main force. We must reposition our men to defend that charge, he says, before asking to go himself to assist in commanding the tactical changes needed. Yeah, so there's, so what would Bohemond do in that kind of situation? Is he delegating? And I think I would turn to this. If he had the diligent trait, now maybe I go for it, like he would do that himself. And no, he orders Randolph to go and fix that mess. After sending Randolph to hold the enemy advance, I continue working on the strategic execution of other tactical plans I'd made before the battle. A few minutes pass as I'm distracted by other happenings before Randolph startles me, appearing next to me slightly blood-stained but alive. "Did you see that, my lord?" says Randolph, as I look over at the enemy advance to see it demolished and the battle back in our control. "Very good. I was watching the whole time, Randolph. Very impressive. Yeah, good ball. Attaboy, Randolph. Attaboy." And we gained a trade organizer. That is actually great. That is good stuff. There we go, and we even managed. We managed to take him captive. Now the whole thing here is over. There you go. Can enforce the demands. Can we actually? Oh yes, we can. We can decide to have one of his children at our court. Maybe the younger prince here, he's already trusting. That might work for us. There we go. Oh, this is good. Look at it. Now we're controlling all the ports here. And we have the connection to Jerusalem. Straight connection here. Because we still cannot have any kind of relationship with him. Interestingly, he does have a daughter. So, there goes maybe a future. Like, if we had a son, that would be great. Right, it was a slaughter. And our Conroy and knights really did the job. Very good. There we go. Now, back home, we can make love to our wife. No, I think, again, like this kind of what is the soulmate dynamic here. I think he does not want to disturb her in that sense when she's pregnant. Because, well, he's already seen that she has miscarried once. And, I guess he would just make sure that there's as little complication as can be. Right? Of course, nowadays we know that that's not really hurtful. That some I think some would even argue that it's good. To Jesus Christ, do I have to say the words, or is YouTube angry at that? I usually do, so there we go. I think some doctors say it's quite good to have sex during pregnancy, but at the time, apparently, the church was advising against it. Obviously, they only want you to do it when there's something to be gained. So there we go. So I guess that would be in Bohemond's mind right here. Alright. So I guess, yeah, we can disband. Thank you, Uncle. Didn't do much, but you were there. That's good. That's reassuring. And now the problem is that we do have a lot of provinces. Now, whom do we give this to? And I think the most natural thought that Bohemond would have in that position is to look for someone in his family. For example, there's Robert de Hauteville here. Married but doesn't have children on his own. I can invite him to my court, and I think I will do that. He and his wife will join us. Now the problem is then, of course, that might lead to some inheritance issues. But I guess at some point we can go for more control in our realm. And then we can make sure that even if there's an inheritance issue, that no lands would leave ours once that person dies. There we go. I think obviously very important to hold these lands here. Do we hold the... No, I don't... Okay. The Duchy of Lebanon is not created. Oh, the current holder... Aha. Oh, the game did a whoopsie here, I think. It already passed that title to the person that would have held it in real life. But it wasn't time yet for that person. So that's a thing. Okay. Can I usurp the title? Cannot usurp the primate title of someone fighting a war. I see. Okay. He's fighting... yeah, okay. Okay. They are having their complications here in southern France, where Jerusalem now is holding territory. Right. Okay, so yeah, not going to do that. Some more alliances in question. I think I had a look at that before, and there was nothing I really wanted. Right, can usurp the duchy. There's low control in some counties. I'll consider that too. Yeah, I guess we can already start to help build control over here. Okay. Let's just wait. Is he coming? Huh? Did the game do a whoopsie here? Like, she is coming, but he isn't. I think that was a bug. That can only be a bug. So, you know, in these cases, I'm always I'm not bothered to cheat if I encounter something that's obviously a bug. So there we go. Because it said here, right, he is departing for the court, and I don't know what happened. Maybe I did something else in the meantime here, and that kind of led to that. Now, he will be granted these titles here. There we go. Is he able to hold them, though? No, I think he is not. I think he is only able to hold one of them. Right, that's his problem then, right? There you go. Yeah, he's only able to hold one. But we will give him both. Do we have to put him in our council now? Big question. Oh, I think I know what happens here. Oh, that might be a bug. That's not even the mod problem. That might be a game problem. He does have an accolade in Apulia. That's why he was not able to leave. Okay. I guess I'm guessing that the game will sort that out by itself at some point. So, all right. Right. So the game is telling me that I should wage more wars. Maybe that is what we will do. Damascus is also weak, apparently. Right. But I think that the most natural move for us would be to go against Radwan here. He's already fighting, defending Sheikh Ibrahim of Raqqa. Right, so he's fighting into the east here. And I guess that would, for us, that would be the perfect opportunity to go against his flank. Maybe upgrade our siege equipment before we do that, because there's a lot, like Aleppo here, I think is not the easiest one to conquer. Alright, I guess that's the enemy here. Someone was already asking in the comments, like, what is the goal here? I think the first goal for Bohemond is to survive anyway, so there's that. But the second goal, I guess, would be to further his control over the region, create some kind of buffer, so that if someone came for his lands, they wouldn't be able to go for Antioch directly, but rather to some of the buffer lands here, like if the Seljuks decided to take a part in the games here. I don't think we would have anything to help that. Safety on the high seas. Every day, ships sail to and from the Indian Ocean along the maritime Silk Road in seemingly endless numbers. Lately, my contacts in the local Middle Eastern community have told me that they've made conscious efforts to reach out to their brethren in other ports of call to keep an eye out for ships sailing under the Antiochian banner, and to work with them wherever possible when traveling, such as sailing together for defense. The seas may be dangerous, but thanks to cooperation... thanks to cooperation like this, peoples near and far can come together to achieve great things. Okay, very good. Major nautical cooperation along the maritime Silk Road. Some more travel speed, less sea danger. Okay, very good. I'll take it. So what we could be thinking about is actually creating the Kingdom of Syria. There we go. Right now, well, almost there, right? We own 5, we need 8, and then we need some gold. That shouldn't be too difficult. We'll just check. Ah, a new home. Prince Al-Amir has come to my court. Now he needs a guardian. The thing is, yeah, should we kind of supervise that ourselves? I guess whenever his father dies, he would have all these nice little claims, right? So maybe he is someone to be nurtured. Of course, we want him to convert faith. Culture would seem a bit much, though. But yeah, let's supervise him directly. I can even influence his personality. I don't think I want that at this point. By the way, yeah, we can create an accolade as well. That is something we definitely can do. Now the problem is that could we do this? There we go. Camel cavalry regiments. And if we went to rank 3, we could have retinue camel riders. The Persian elite. Does sound very tempting, right? Maybe that is indeed something that we would do. Even though that would give him some kind of very prominent role here. But I think this is, again, where the ruthlessness comes through and the callousness. He's not giving him this position here out of, I don't know, gratitude, or because he wants him to be in that position, but rather just to get the benefit of what could happen if he managed to... Yeah, okay. It's not the best option, considering his prowess and so on. Oh, we'll see. Maybe we'll get there. Maybe we do get there, and then that will be great. Is there anything else I wanted to do? Just, did I forget something here? Guess I'm waiting for the mangonels to replenish, and I guess around the time that we fought war last year we will do that. By the way, how's she doing? 9 months! Oh. Drum roll. Oh yes, we do have a daughter. It's not the son that we wanted, but it's a daughter, and that's fine anyway. Now, what name should we give her? I guess Alberada would be a nice name for her. That is our mother's name. I think Bohemond always tries to keep that connection. He wants to make that statement that indeed he is not the son of CK3, which was Robert Guiscard's second wife, but rather he is the son of Alberada, and that is the name of our daughter here as well. So not a son, but I guess we'll just quickly check on her, giving her like a week or so to heal up. And there we go. Going straight at it. She doesn't seem to have complications, because that is the mod thing, right, from Love, Marriage, Family, where if there was some complications, they would show up, and then they would say like she had complications at birth or something like that. But no, apparently there isn't. That's her first child. That's understandable. She's also still very young, so that's fine. And there we go. We wield ourselves in the throes of passion. There we go. She stares at me, her eyes burning with lust, while I approach her and slowly remove her clothes. He's respectful about it. See? That is his approach to her, I think. He is not treating her like an object, like he would every other person around him. But rather, again, to him, she is something precious. It's nice of the game to reflect that. There we go. Of course, we expect her to give us babies. Well, that's fine. Daughter is very good for a start. Right. Are we there yet? I guess around March will be fine. I waited a year. Right, he's besieging Aleppo. That's not the best thing that could happen. Because that's where I wanted to go as well. So I maybe have to fight him too. I guess he can't have everything. There we go. And yeah, the only problem, of course, that we have here, by the way, I should turn that off again. The only problem that I have here is that this is a holy war. So, if, yeah, of course. So he is Maturidism. There we go. Maturidism. That is, oh, not a very common one, apparently. Oh, no, okay. So they're over here. Also in the room. Over here, but not the main Seljuks, apparently. No, he is, of course. Okay, so yeah, okay, that is the Seljuks. Now, the problem is, if they decided to get into this, then we are doomed. And he's also defending. He is also defending. Maybe I'll finally be able to get the Knights Templar for this, because we are doing a holy war. Maybe that's something that we need in order to have them. I guess we could still call Uncle. And yeah, he isn't much of a, like, he can't do anything against this. Okay, let's try. Let's see who is actually willing. Oh, do we go for Homs or Aleppo? That is the question here. Homs would be the safer option. We are not like going too far into other territory then, because they're at the same time when we go for this part here, then Homs is the natural next option. Yeah. Question is, like, this will probably be the faster option for us. While this is the option that would immediately allow us to actually create the kingdom. Because that's 3 counties. We need 3. So many considerations. I guess we would go for Aleppo in that case. I don't think Bohemond is someone who would... Well, he is strategic, of course. Very strategic. But he also wants to take risks when it comes to furthering his cause. And we'll push our borders here to the... Is it the Tigris or is it the Euphrates? I always kind of confuse the 2 rivers. But I think this is one of them, right? It's one of the big ones. Okay, we're doing it. We are doing it. Mustering our army over here. Now. Still not able to do this. Commanded by you. Is that... Does anyone else have this weird problem? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. Oh, I can ask my head of faith for gold. 167. Have to invest some... Don't need to... I don't need that terribly at this moment, right? Right, okay, so... Uncle, you've just been here, but you can come back, please. And we're able to... You know what? I will do that. I will actually let him turn against his ally here. So like, haha, that didn't work. But you know what? Why not? Let's take the money he's offering. Yeah. So this is going to take a moment again. Nice. We do have some coin. That's Roger joining. Good. There's his army. Of course, what we would need is again to conquer quickly or to have a battle where we would be able to... Oh, but again, I see that he is actually holding out in Aleppo. He's not commanding his own armies. And he is going. He's leaving. Ah, there we go. Sultan Arslan Shah Alp Arslanogo of Khorasan joined Holy War. Okay. Which is fine, I guess. It's 1,800 on his side. That's good. I mean, with the money that we have from the Pope, we can always go and get some mercenaries. And I guess the tactic now would be to quickly go for Aleppo. Do we have someone here? No, sadly, we don't have anyone who does have the military engineer perk. Trade. Sorry. Alright, let's just do this. 9 months. Okay. That's... Well, maybe we will have Roger and... Well, both of the Rogers. They both have the same name. Uncle and brother take care of this one here for us. Yeah. And now what we hope will happen is that we are able to actually snatch him out of his own castle. Oh yeah, by the way. Let's put this to train commanders. Of course, he's quick. Right, okay, he's helping us. Okay, yeah, he's not going down there. I guess it's also fine. I guess we can do with temporarily losing that one. Well, he's just picking some fights here. His uncle. 6 months. Marshal perk. Yeah, I guess we're going down the strategist path now. I don't see him doing any of these things here. That's about as much gallantry as he's going to show. Very much focused on the knightly part of it. Alright, okay, so he's joining us. He's also bringing some siege equipment, so maybe that's going to make it a bit faster. He's not staying. He's not staying, going to the south here. Alright, okay, so yeah, he will go on and do this before we are able to get to Aleppo. Oh yeah, that's fine. Oh, by the way, the remaining Egyptian outpost here is suffering from a peasant revolt. And I think, by the way, when it comes to supporters, that is it. He is not getting more supporters. So the main, I think there's some kind of trouble within the Seljuk royal family. Right? They have all these splinter groups here, and they do not support each other. Right. There you go. Was he able to... No. Brother is still there. Okay. Right. So what is he doing? Oh, there's been a fight over here apparently. Okay. Right, drum roll. That did not work. But at least the walls of Aleppo have fallen. Then we can continue. I guess we will join. Merge our forces here. Because there he is. Can we go and kind of... No, don't do that, uncle. Don't do that. We quickly... I guess I should have done that before as well. No! He was faster than us. Yeah, I guess it cannot be helped. I guess that's just the AI doing its thing. That's, yeah, it's annoying. It's really annoying. And now he's going over there. Like, in my attempts to align Major Basile to my interests, I have found an opportunity. I think I could argue that our goals are in fact the same. As I dictate my next letter, I emphasize our shared interests. I try to maintain subtlety. I guess in that case, Bohemond would do whatever he thinks is best. And I guess even, like, I think that's not even the option that Bohemond would take naturally. Shared interests. I don't think he would lower himself in that way. We keep it as it is, and that's fine. That's already bringing him where we want him to be. What's happening? Oh, we do have a court artifact. What did we snatch? No way! We have the Seljuk house banner. Okay, let's display that. Okay, take a look at this. Okay, that's a kind of taunt. Okay, so here he is now with his bigger army. Oh, by the way, we feel great now that we have not been very angry in a while. My life has been very relaxing recently after I found myself blessed with a few stress-free years. Yeah, I guess the bad omens that were there are, in fact, didn't turn out to be true. So, there we go. I will discourage. No, I think it's very much to be encouraged. So, no. That's fine. He should be trusting. That's very good. Right, finally Roger is showing up. That's something. So I guess I will let him conquer that one too. At least we will get the two of these. I don't want that one here disturbed. Just continue, please. Oh, what is he doing though? Where is he going? Knights became friends. Look at that. Your knights, Major Eric and Fouque Roger, became friends. Why does he hate us so much? He wants a seat on the council. Well, you're very bad at what you're doing, so you're not getting that. And he was fired from the council. He didn't like that either. I guess he's someone to be replaced very soon. Alright, so where are they going? Ah, they're going for the other guys here. Okay, they are doing their internal squabbling. Ah, he's already abandoning things and like, yeah, let's go. I guess that's just Uncle Roger for you. He's always willing. Itching for a fight is Uncle Roger. Okay, so. But the other Roger found him first, and now they're doing it. And there we go. After all my lectures and all my shared wisdom, my hostage, Alamir, has finally embraced the true faith. I always knew he would make a good little Catholic one day. A good little Catholic. Okay, that sounds like a Bohemond thing to say. I find Alamir today looking wistful and contemplative, gazing at the people below us. I approach and rest my hand on his slumped shoulder and ask what weighs so heavy on his mind. Oh, uncle, my father is a Ismaili and I a Catholic. How can I call myself his son when our beliefs are so at odds? I can't help but wonder, who am I, Fatimid or de Hauteville? I guess to this degree we would encourage this and say, you can call me uncle if you like. Don't think he would encourage that any further. So they won this. Good stuff. So will you now continue and keep besieging, please? Oh, there you go. You caught a scheme owner feeding false military information. Yes, I forgot about this. I have this other mod installed where we can actually do stuff. Feed military misinformation. Raid supply routes. I guess we could just do that. There you go. And there's more war misinformation. I will overcome this. Problem is, like, what does that actually do? Do I get some kind of modifier here that's disadvantageous for me? Oh yeah, there we go. Army is misinformed. Naval speed minus 25. Army movement minus 25. Okay. What are they doing? Just stay there. Oh, and meanwhile, we have a second daughter. Melie. Do we have some more names from our family? Adelaide. Adelaide, that sounds very nice. Alberada and Adelaide. It's kind of very close, but that's fine. Oh, by the way, yeah, we do have that as a story now here. Your hostage, Prince Alamir of Egypt, is growing up in your court, affecting his allegiance. Keep his opinion high and choose the right options and events to make him more likely to be loyal to you when he becomes an adult. We're doing just that. Thank you. This is going very smoothly. He's still around. And we are done. There we go. We're just holding all this territory here. Can we actually demand one of his sons as well? We can. Take the one that's curious, not the rowdy ones. I don't like the rowdy ones. Oh, we can't do that then. Uh-huh. Oh, will be still rulers. Ah, he will not be a ruler after the peace. I see, okay. That's not true. And for whatever reason, he is now the Sultan. So the Sultan of Syria. Not the Sultan of Swing. Okay. I guess we'll take these things. And then we usurp. If we are going to usurp, we have to hold more territory. So yeah, things are not going to be that easy for us. But that is fine. That is still fine. Again, we do have more territory, though, that we need to take care of. And I guess we would rather take care of that territory here directly. Aleppo. Which is also a title that we don't technically have now. Okay. Can ransom that guy. Okay, you can go. I can usurp the Atabegard of Aleppo. That would be... Alright, okay, that's the duchy title. I can also create the Duchy of Lebanon. I don't think I want to do that at this point. I want to keep it tight, right? So that if something were to happen, because right now she is inheriting Taranto, that's totally fine. But yeah, she would get the main part of it. I guess the very first thing when he comes back home is hello. Say hello to his wife in that way. And again, he caresses her gently and whispers words of passion into her ear. Look at that. He is not like really, he's not forcing himself on her. No. Just the opposite. He is very gentle with her. And that kind of speaks volumes about their relationship. We do have a lot of territory now. Now, at some point, we need to let go here, I think. That is, yeah. We cannot hold this forever. Do we have another Dotville that's without a job? What's up with him? Now, he is... Right, he is no longer... I think that worked now at least, right? He is no longer the acclaimed knight over there. So that kind of figured itself out. There's another one, though. Guy de Hauteville, but he's not... He doesn't want to join me anyway. Alright, that's the one that married the younger sister of Ingegerd. Right, okay, so we don't get anyone from our direct cousins. Oh, look at it. Look at how many of them there are. What's he doing? Okay. He is in court at Acre. Alright. There's another Tancred. Kind of old. William, not willing to join. That's the one that we already had. Godfrey. Not even considering. Guy. No. Moger. No. Thomas. No. None of them. Do you not want a nice little... Can I give that to them anyway? Can I just say, here, there you go? No, apparently not. There's a bastard boy. That's alright. That's Rojas himself. Okay, these are all children. I can't get children to my court. Okay, so that's not going to happen. I guess what we could do in that case is now popular opinion is fine here because we have the common touch modifier. But at some point these guys might get a bit angry. So if I were to give this to... Like these, obviously these images are nice, but that is, as you do see, right? That is very much, that's Renaissance, right? Grant to, I could give this to a local Greek noble. And the people around here, the Greeks would be happy. Less trouble for that, but of course it's a big thing because this is not, we're not talking about a little city here. This is the whole county. I don't think I can do that. No can do. Whom would I give that to, though? I want to keep my best knights, obviously. In the Croatian playthrough, there was a lot of like giving titles to women. Could that be conceivable in his case? It's not very much of a Norman thing to do, right? Unless we were to strictly say that this is indeed only temporarily. Does any one of them do not have children? She does have children. There's Uderabo. Right. Alright, no, she's not even at my court. Huh? Ah, she moved to his court when he got the title. Ah, yeah, okay. I see what the game is doing there. So, but I can grant her titles. And that would pass to her son. Which I guess that would be feasible. That would also bring him... because the thing is, like, even if we said, like, she would be the ruler, quote-unquote, that would not have happened in a medieval context, then you would always have, even if by right the lands belong to you and everything, you would always have a man who would rule for you. That is sadly the case. So maybe we do that. Maybe we give that to Sibyl. I think he likes her well enough. So there we go. Do we also give Bari to her? Not sure. No, I think we keep Bari for the time being. So there we go. There she is. Yeah, her son would inherit. I think that's fine. That's totally fine. Alright, okay, one of the mayors there. And I guess, yeah, now we can have... How do we put him in that position here? We don't need Baron Throng. He's deceitful anyway. Guess we'd like to have someone in that position that is closer to us. And that is a brother. So there we go. And then we can also have our sister here taking up more responsibility there. Good stuff. Now, how do we go with the rest of this? He can have another county, actually. So we will give it to him. There we go. Obviously, I want to keep Aleppo. So we need to see if we can give Surusafa to someone else. And in this case, I guess he would choose from our retinue someone who is like folk, right? She's the tutor currently. No, but I guess that would be fine. I guess he would be someone who deserved that spot. He was also a commander in the army. And there we go. Right, now we need to find new people here, but I guess we do have them, right? Amaury. Like, Yamshid like, I could be a tutor. Look at me. I'm so loyal. Yeah, Amaury is the guy that we brought to court. Right. Now I guess I will find someone else to do this. Again, the way I interpret this position is really tutoring for courtly reasons. I thought I would get better ones. Do we have someone who's intelligent? Très intelligent? No. My half-sister. She would join, right? But she's not that good. No. I think that would just be an average in tutoring. It's kind of weird getting someone from Germany. Oh, German-speaking lands. That is the more accurate description. I can station a man-at-arms regiment. That's nice. I guess for the time being we can have that in unison here. She can do double the work. That's fine. Need a wet nurse, by the way. recruit for court position wet nurse. There we go. And then the position of master of the horse. There he is. Yeah, but I guess we can give that to someone else now. He does have his compensation. He is now a count. That should be good enough for him. Lorenzo. You take it. There we go. And I guess for his service, he can be granted a noble title. There you go. So it's Lorenzo de Baron. Good for him. Should we also go for a seneschal? I would only go for it if we had a good option. We don't. So there we go. Alright. Oh yeah, how about her, by the way? Ah, yeah, I don't want to give her anything because her son is the Duke of Barcelona. That would only lead to complications. I don't want that. Anyone else in here? Oh, he's another desert warrior. Brilliant strategist. Very terrible prowess, though. Same for him. Same for them. Or should that be the time that we get him? Because then we would have a tutor here that also knows about local customs and so on. But yeah, okay, yeah, he is the one, again, that is not willing to convert. That is the problem with him. Alright, okay. Alright. Well, there we go. We are... Or we should go for increasing control here in Aleppo. 4 years. Ooh. Okay. Well, but that looks nice. That looks like a good setup here. Oh, we granted a catered branch. De Sicily. Oh, that makes sense for him. Searching for a wet nurse. She's supposed to be experienced, yet she's poor. In aptitude. She's also very poor otherwise. That is not what I expected. No, I don't like any of them. Please go. Do I find maybe someone here that would be a better option when it comes to... I think health is most important, right? So, does any one of them have... It's positive. Oh, she's just pretty. That's not working in that context. No, 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 no. I guess in that case you can just take someone who's young. She already has a child. I think we go for her. She should be good at this. Oh, we can hold court. Yes. We will hold court. Young man steps before me with quiet dignity, before bowing deeply. Greetings, your majesty. I am Adil, your loyal servant. I come before you today to seek employment in your court. There's a nice little ponytail here. Alright. Well, I guess he is a good fighter. Would he be willing to demand conversion, though? A bodyguard. No, I don't want to have him as a bodyguard. A useful man. Could be a seneschal, master of the hunt. Alright, okay, no, he does... He wants... No, I can't give that to him. Count Robert stands before you, his face grave with concern. My lord, the threat of Egypt weighs heavy on my mind. Caliph al-Mustali looms across the border, he points, only days from the gates of Tripoli and House Daudeville's hearths. You must help fortify my lands. Tripolitanian soldiers and fortifications are all that stand between Antioch and ruin. I think he's over-dramatizing the situation. We know that there is an Egyptian outpost there still, but they should be more worried about us than we about them, right? So, there we go. I don't think he would encourage him. That's us losing some money for frontier ramparts. Yeah, I guess that's not too bad though. 50 gold is fine. Let's share burdens. Powerful vessel opinion +5. Nah, but again, we do not entertain this notion. Like there's no threat from the Egyptians now. My lord, I represent the Mashriki people of the county of Aleppo, states Kamala, a commoner from Antioch. We are devoted and faithful subjects, but our land is poor, underdeveloped, and scarcely populated. Please allow us to resettle it and to administrate it according to our traditions. Under your benevolent protection, our land can still prosper and shall gain a new faithful vassal. No. No, no, no. I know what's best. Let's at least control +10. So there we go. Right. I mean, the biggest problem that we will face going forward is obviously the difference in faith and culture. There you go. So you do see lots of tension here. So we do need to be clever about it. Maybe it is about time that we promote cultural acceptance. Ugh. I guess there's none we can do. There is nothing we can do about that. Yearly change minus 0.7 because yeah, why? Yeah, culture majority faiths consider each other evil. There you go. Acceptance baseline is minus 20. Jesus Christ. Okay. I guess we will have to be quicker when it comes to conversion. That is, I think, the main option that we have. Someone asking that in the comments saying, is that your goal? Like capturing Syria and converting it to Christianity? Yes and no-ish. I don't think that's a hard goal when it comes to his motivation. He is not motivated, obviously, by faith alone. Again, I talk about that in every playthrough. There is no such thing as dividing personal beliefs necessarily from your surrounding faith, and that is the part that I'm critical about with the new DLC that Paradox is cooking up, where they want to make religion a more personal thing. I think that if you talk about, again, the later medieval period and then obviously going into the Reformation and so on, that is really where that comes prevalent, where we would have your personal faith developing, and that being something in contrast to the group of faith that you're in. But at this point here, his own personal belief would be indistinguishable from what is expected of him to perform, belief-wise. Right? So, what is that, by the way? There's an arrow pointing there. There's an army moving that we don't see. Yes. Anyways, that was my ADHD thing. So he would believe, obviously. And he might not be the most zealous person, like he does not do that with fervor, but he knows that A, he needs the church to proceed, B, he would be concerned about his position in the afterlife, like every other Christian at that point in time. That's why you see so many nobles erecting and donating to monasteries. What you would usually do is they would have a little altar for you, and then they have the monks pray for your redemption, so that you don't go to hell after you die. That's really what happened. And so yeah, he wants to further the course of Christianity here, not for his own sake or because he's so jealous or because he thinks there's some kind of superiority thing going on. He just wants that because it's more practical for him to rule. And at the same time, he knows that this is getting him some kudos with God. And then he won't go to hell, which he might do otherwise. I don't know. He may have done some shady things in the past that we couldn't control. I think right now he was all right. He just, yeah, I guess he kind of semi-killed this one Karen master here because he wanted to keep his little relic. But then again, he saved the relic, right? And that is something. Anyway, I'm blabbering. So, let's just get on with it for now. Yeah, right. I guess what I wanted to do is ask the Pope, use my own special function here, which doesn't work that well apparently. We could ask for him to put Yamshid in that position and no one else. Okay. I thought I could maybe put Ormery in this position here, but that's a -10. Because the opinion of me is fine, but he doesn't have a great opinion of Amaury. Okay. Why? And he has a positive opinion about our current. Okay, I guess because he's an asshole. That is... that's why. He doesn't like people that are actually... that have some integrity. And he absolutely doesn't. He does have no integrity at all. Look at him. Greedy, deceitful, and obviously doing some things on the side that he isn't supposed to do. Pascales, you naughty boy. Look at you, being a disgrace to your office. There we are. Anyway, well, he gave us the money, right? So that's fine. He gave us the money. You'll take that. That is good. That he's still young. Jesus Christ, he's 43. So we have to endure him in that position, I guess. And we won't have a nice bishop because of that. Now, and the other option would just be too weird. Can't have a converted... I guess there would be some reasoning behind this. Like, he would be able, as a local bishop, I guess, to... well, appeal to the public. That's just too weird. Anyways, okay, so what's he doing? How did he get the kingdom, by the way? How did that happen? Somewhere in between, he was able to create it, I guess. When was it created? On the 6th of April, 1105. Damn it. I guess in the instance when the war stopped... Oh, Jesus Christ, what's happening now? No! I knew that getting older would mean doing everything slower, but I didn't think it would all come to a halt until my death. Lately, I feel a constant malaise and everything takes more effort than before. I'm worried that if I lie down, I might not be able to get up again. There's no doubt that my time is running out. I feel like I can do naught but to await death's sweet embrace to claim me. Oh. Oh, that was not in the script. Look at him. There's a fertility minus 10%. That's fine. We're still here. We're still here. Yes, he's aging and he's a bit infirm. He still has his mouthwash. That's good for him. He's also robust, so I'm banking on that one to keep him alive for a while. Okay. So that's not a terribly good sign. That is definitely not a very good sign. What else are we going to do about this? What can we do? I think I said this before. This could turn into a very short campaign. in some matters. And now his arousal is causing stress. Jesus Christ. Alright, yeah. I can station my mangonels, I guess, in Aleppo. My hostage Alamir has been impressed with one of the household knights for a very long time. After finally meeting in person, he has been repeating the warrior's words to himself. Work hard and you can master anything. Yeah, I guess that's fine for him. Yeah. Still fighting going on over here. By the way, how are the others doing here? There is Constantin of Kilikia. He is also about to kick the bucket, but he has actually furthered his realm. They are now... Oh, look at them. The Sultanate is not doing well at all. They are going down, I think. That's definitely going to happen. How is Edessa doing? They are attacking. Look at that. Alright. I guess all in all, everything around us is doing fine. A clever ploy. I notice Gilbert and Arnulf whispering in a shadowy corner before they approach me with sly, self-satisfied grins. Your Grace, Gilbert says, we believe we have stumbled upon a profitable opportunity. They propose we hire a master forger to discover an ancient map that clearly shows the valuable, resource-rich silver of my neighbor's land as rightfully mine. The claim would be entirely false, but they assure me the document would be convincing enough to cause a delightful diplomatic incident. I guess that's fine. Gives me motivated court. Yeah, looks good. 420 for gold. I'll take it. Cunning plan. Go ahead. Do it. I need more proactive people around me now. Definitely. So how are we going to deal with this? We need to have him healthier, I guess. Like, yeah, she's only 1 year old. This will all now lie on her shoulders. Very sorry about that. Oh, and Roger has died. Well, he was very old. He was very old indeed. And now there is Count Jourdain. And I can't have an alliance with him, sadly. Oh, no. That's... Huh? Duke Simon of Calabria? Where did Sicily go to? Montger. Yeah. Can't do that. Okay. I can renegotiate some alliances, maybe. Lombardy. Wölpe. Not sure why I would do that. That's all northern Italy, though, right? That's. Three of my most diligent counselors, Basile, Ingegerd, and Aude, have approached me with a series of plans for improving the realm. They speak of the need to constant work and investment to ensure our continued prosperity. They wish to fund a comprehensive survey of the entire realm, sending out scribes to catalogue our resources, population, and land ownership. This will make governance and tax collection more efficient and just than ever before. Right. I guess that sounds good to me as well. We do gain some legitimacy, which is good for us. By the way, the thing, like, how do we deal with, or how do we explain his infirmity? I think what could have happened is, like, he might have had some kind of stroke. That would be very common for people around his age, and also with the amount of stress that he puts himself in. Right? He's constantly doing something, or he's fighting. So I guess that might have happened, which might have leave him some kind of, like, maybe like half paralyzed or something like that. Right? So that might have happened. By the way, if we don't control Aleppo, I think in the game rules that I've set is that we will not be able to hold it after our death. Which would be reasonable, right? So I guess that is something that we definitely should do. There we go. And I think she will... Yeah, she's going to get it. Ah, heir to the Duchy of Lebanon as well. Okay. Alright. Does he throw himself into more wars? Don't see that coming. Especially not here. I think we're very much focused on what's happening around here. The thing is, that would be something he would want to achieve, obviously, calling himself the King of Syria. But, as we do see, that is... Cannot usurp a title from someone who considers your faith to be hostile or worse while they control any of its de jure lands. So that isn't even possible at all, even if we had 12 counties. So we have to win it by the sword, apparently. My family gathered at the Great Hall in Antioch, enjoying the realm's relative peace while we feasted. My wife was a delight. Her behavior a credit to the entire family. Meanwhile, my half-sister Matilda didn't stop rolling her eyes and heavily sighing at the slightest mention of God. What's wrong with her? Is that... I think that's the lamest way of talking about you being cynical in the game terms. Even so, it was good. We were all together, and that's what matters most. Alright. Anyway, even with the -10 modifier, can we actually try to at least have a son? Leading members of the local Middle Eastern community have presented to me a most valuable gift today. A simple but elegant manuscript filled with literature written in one of their languages. They believe such a work of literary and aesthetic value will demonstrate their appreciation for my recent efforts to reinforce relations with them. Okay. Oh, I'll take it. Thank you very much. I'll even equip it. There you go. Right. Right, there is a truce, obviously. I can just bring him under tribute. Ah, yeah, okay. I have the game option that says you can only do a holy war once every 3 years. Maturidi Holy Order founded. Yeah, okay. I guess that's fine. You have holy orders. Oh, now I can hire them. Maybe they... But what is commanded by you? That kind of threw me off. Like, what kind of message was that? The children are once more at play in the courtyard, and today they are engaged with their toy swords. Alamir seems relentless with the other children, taking several of them at a time and besting them with ease. Among the usual screams of play, my ears suddenly perk up as he screams, "God's hand made wonders! God's hand made me, scum!" I like the addition of scum. That's certainly how you should add to this wonderful house motto. Yeah, it's a fine phrase, obviously. It was a fickle, right? I mean, the very devious plot would now be to say, okay, let's bring him to the point where we'd actually be able to adopt him. And then we would have a Said as a Catholic D'Hauteville ruler in Antioch. But I don't see that happening. That would be a very gamey thing to do, and it would be fun and nice, but I don't see that happening. So I think at this point, I don't think he would discourage him. He would just see that, okay, I want him to be loyal to us. So he identifies himself with our family now. That's fine. I don't want him to go further than that, but apart from that, it's fine. I would want to have someone that we could maybe install as a puppet somewhere over here. Ah, he expects... Yeah, okay, that's... Sometimes it's easy to forget just how talented my wife actually is. Her eyes are ever watchful, pointing out certain deficiencies in my personal guard and pointing out which schemes in the court I should take notice of and how. At first I was resistant to accepting her help, but more and more I've decided it's simply prudent to accept the aid of a woman who so clearly has my best interests at heart. Oh, that's nice. She's a watchful lover. I guess her paranoia would lead her to do that. I mean, is it time for us to say, okay, Mayor Basile here, you're fine, you did your job, but you're a mayor after all, and here is an actual count I can put in that position, so you can lay back and rest, let Folk take over. Yeah, that's the better decision. Oh, Count William became friends with Pope Paschalis, okay. Pasquale. He is actually holding a grand tournament. Why wasn't I invited? Oh, I don't even have the... But I guess I was too far away anyway. I could still train for it, though. Well... is that a good choice? I think on the other hand, he would try to fight it, right? He wouldn't just go... I'm weak now, I can't do things anymore. No, he would try for a comeback. So there we go. And arg, I guess, is the right word here. Oh, no. No! No! Jesus Christ! That was okay, that was the wrong option. Oh. Oh, no. Yeah, he tried. I think, again, I would have done it again, or he would have done it again. He's trying. He's really thinking this can't be it. And there we go. One of my vassals has been testing my boundaries with small acts of defiance. But today he openly questioned my judgment before the entire court. The message is clear. He believes I am weak. My advisors offer conflicting counsel, but I know what must be done. I am not some petty lord to be tested. I am the mountain that does not move, the fire that consumes. They will learn what it means to challenge my authority, swift, decisive, absolute. That is the only language power understands. Yes, I will crush this challenge utterly. Will not have someone challenge me, even in my weakened state. Oh, this is not good at all. I descended upon him like a thunderstorm, with a public humiliation and punishment that left no doubt as to who rules this realm. I made an example so vivid that none will dare question me again. The rush of absolute authority, the clarity of decisive action, it felt magnificent. Yet, in the weeks that have passed, I have noticed something in the eyes of those who witnessed it. Not just fear, but something colder. They obey instantly, but their silence feels less like respect and more like a held breath. Even my most loyal vassals now approach me with a nervous tremor. Tyrannical reputation. There we go. Yeah. And this does make sense. Right? He feels getting older, not getting older. He still feels the consequences of the stroke that he had. Now he's wounded. There's even like pus sticking out of the wound that he's having. And he would be frightened in this position. But again, like, his nature does not allow him to be frightened. So he's fighting it. And whenever he's fighting it now, he is lashing out again. And it would be over. It would be over soon. Is there nothing we can do? Why have I employed you? You're supposedly good at this. Is there nothing I can do about this? I guess not. I guess I could do the thing, and maybe that is something we would... Like, he would be frightened again. Like, he's turning to anything. So, yeah, maybe that does make sense. Maybe that is his way of reacting to this issue. Of acquiring more knowledge. Of inviting more people to court that are actually knowledgeable in medicine. And Ingegerd is pregnant once more. Could this be? Could he hold out long enough for her to give birth to a son? And now all those tales are coming back to haunt him. The tales of the omen. It was a curse. He tried to fight it. He tried to escape the curse, but it came back at him with full force. He's clinging to it. And I guess at least he is not... wounds have healed. That is what we can say. His wounds have healed. He still does have... Let me just check. Yeah. He still has the aggravated wound, and that is going to be a nuisance. That is going to be gone on the 1st of February, 1107. So, let's check it. No, don't make love to the wife. Don't exert yourself. Please don't. Subjects. What am I looking for? Sharing power. That would be currently my sister. Phil Coffers is fine, but she is not the most loyal person that could be in this position. But people that are selfless are also very bad at this. And I don't think my wife should be in that position. She's not even like, cannot even choose. She's like, nope, not doing it. Definitely a no. I can put my brother in there. Robert. As you do see, he's... but at least he would be selfless. The thing is, though, is that the same... At least she's trusting. This is his opinion of Bohemond now. Would that be the same opinion that he would have towards his daughter? Not sure. Better to have someone that actually knows how to govern. Oh yeah, of course. He's getting critical stress. Sure. Guess it's time for him to become grumpy again. Well, the game is not prompting anything, so there we go. There we go. August. Oh! What's that? Sicilian stronghold conducts raids in Bari. The control is decreased by 20. That's not good. Don't like that one at all. September. We have to survive until February. Then I guess we will have some means of... He will do fine for a few more years. Hopefully. At least by the wound, like somehow being able to heal, that would show him that he's still capable. That his body is not giving up on him. And his mind just has to stay strong as well. Just hold out. Hold out, Bohemond. And she is in her 8th month. I'm on my way to the church. When I run into my wife. I think he's not running at this point. Who is carrying a small bag. Glancing around, she conspiratorially opens it, revealing all sorts of foods and drink. It's such a beautiful day. Come join me outside for a morning picnic, she says. She's also in her 8th month. As I start to protesting that I'm on my way to the church, Ingegerd interrupts me. God will still be there later, but these pomegranate cakes won't. Yeah, okay. We are doing that. But I guess the circumstances would have been different. But I guess that's her trying to do something about it, right? And they have a 3rd daughter, the omen. The curse strikes again. He is not able to have a son. There is a 3rd daughter. Hoise. I guess we can just leave the name then. So yeah, Alberada will be the one that will continue the legacy. The one that we leave behind. The very fragile legacy that we leave behind. And of course, the question is now, what will she do? I guess there's still enough of Dortvilles that she could marry into. Now we have some Dortvilles that are probably far away enough in the dynasty tree, so that would not be an incestuous marriage. There's never a quiet moment. My daughter and heir Alberada is so full of questions. I do my best to encourage her curiosity, but sometimes I cannot help but get exhausted by the constant stream of thoughts and queries. When a father and a mother love each other, you see, just don't do the bees and the birdstalk, with her when she's just 3. You don't do that. My spy master has come to me with grave news. While we do not yet know who, someone is plotting against me. Someone wants to tarnish my reputation. That's not very nice. Maybe there's something, by the way, we can do against him. Can also tarnish his reputation. Again, like, sadly, it doesn't directly tell you what's happening here. What happens when you successfully do something. Oh, by the way, could we maybe try to have him murdered? That's very hard, though, right? I guess that's not happening. I guess we could just go ahead, tarnish his reputation too. We need a good poet for that, apparently. Oh, and we need to have people that are... Oh, and there's our bishop. Okay. You do your thing. We need a friendly voice from a perfect stranger who can go a long way in a crowd. I guess because she's our guest, that would actually be good, right? Let's try for it. Let's offer her some prestige in return. Oh, there we go. Now we need a socialite. Someone that we can actually afford. Arnulf apparently is one. Okay. Burning prestige here, right? A planner. Oh, my wife is eager to help. Let's have her help then. And a lookout. Someone who is making sure that we don't get caught. And apparently there's no one really who wants to do that. Alright, I guess in our weakened state, we're not the best person to do this. Maybe we can support the scheme. Although, I guess that would... Nah, yeah, you should rather disrupt the other scheme. Oh, and that's at minus 128. I guess this is going nowhere. But I think that would be him, right? Like, who else would be doing this? He doesn't like us. We're not directly rivals, but I guess, yeah. People say I'm generally in good health, or at least that I seem like it. I asked, what? People say I'm generally in good health? How would they say that? Or maybe he's still able to project that image. Like whenever he's in public now, he's very careful to not be seen as weak. Obviously, he does not want that. So he would pull himself together to try and do his best to not let people show, to not let people see that he is indeed quite infirm at this point. I asked a learned priest I know about how this could be the case. After asking me many questions, some strange about my diet and lifestyle, he concluded my good health is due to the fact that I enjoy eating bread crusts. Okay. Oh, a small boost for 10 years. Ah. Oh. And we are the... There we go. But we're so advanced in age right now. Count Istor. No, not arriving in time. Okay. Don't think we should be traveling now anyway. But we're so advanced now in everything, in our infirmity and so on, that we're still in poor health. Ui, ui, ui. Ui, ui, ui. Yeah, the thing is, maybe what I should have done is I have this game rule applied that actually does create these modifiers that you age quicker because the standard game would make it a bit too easy for you to get old. But now they have infirmity and so on, and they are more harsh than ever. So maybe I should have turned that off. That game rule. Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, what do I do? Oh, is that something he would do? I can imagine it. By God, my courtiers have been relentless in their requests lately. This work feels endless. Yet another one approaches, evidently distressed about some trivial matter. You think you can wheedle a royal stamp out of me, Burger? I am a prince! Gaillard gawps at me, blinking rapidly in shock. Was it something I said? Ashish! This is too much for a sober mind! Yeah, I think we're pulling a 420. That's great. This will kind of make it more bearable for him. Oh yeah, by the way, we can still engage in lovemaking, right? He is still capable of doing that, and he will. Okay. So we're still on the quest for better health. I guess what we could try is having a feast that could lift our spirits. Or I guess I can't go on a hunt anymore. That's not possible anymore because then people definitely see that he's not in a good state. Can do that over there, by the way. Would also be good for, I think, the local popular opinion. Oh, what's that, by the way? That's the Battle of Kinasrin. The victor was Prince Bohemond of Antioch, and he defeated Hassan. That was on the 24th of April, 1100. So that was in the first war, actually, that we had here. Prince Bohemond led his troops bravely in a charge against the Persian army of Hassan. The battle came to an end when the Norman cavalry, led by Count Aude of Kinasrin, tore through the battle lines and into the heart of the enemy formation and shattered the morale of their opponents. Despite significant losses, Hassan managed to organize a strategic retreat. Oh, that's great. And it's also nice that it mentions Count Aude here, who we then put in that position. So that was quite fitting of us, of us to do that. Maybe we should go around the province that is a bit problematic, apparently. Do the same on the way back. There you go. I think this is fine. Do we invite the Pope? I guess that would be feasible. The reasoning behind this would be to even the Basileus will come. We would combine this. If we would put this into a roleplay perspective, there's no mechanic for this. But what we would do is having him over and actually blessing our children. So to make sure that even though, right, because they will lack the legitimacy and so on. So yeah, we would have him over here, have him honorary guest in order to bless our daughters. That makes a lot of sense for me. So I want recreation, I think. Do we want more complexity now? I think everyone's fine. So, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, maybe a perk. Ah, I got another one of these. Okay, well, I guess I'll take one. Yeah. If we were to do some more sieges, then this would come in handy. The servants run across the hall, bringing the final decorations. Some of our guests are yet to arrive, and I indulge myself with a delicious drink by the fire. Oh, I seem to have spotted some veal cutlets already. Oh, he's loving it, right? That's his thing. Pope Pascalis. There's something happening here. The jury war for the county of Rossano. There is something going on. The Ortvilles are kind of battling themselves. He just lost, apparently. And I guess it was for that county here. Okay. No one is trying to come for us. That is good. Court grandeur decreased. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Six months. Okay, we have to wait a little. That's fine for him, though. I guess he doesn't do anything other than waiting. That's Is she with us? Yes, of course. Ingegerd. Oh, she will be so sad. I guess that will crush her spirits. I think for her, Bohemond really is the lifeline. He's her anchor. And she made a little attempt of making sure he's better. Inviting him to a picnic. Out in the courtyard, Alamir and Alberada are happy at play, as all children should be. Among the usual chirps and rustling of God's creation are the happy laughs of children, and the world seems as it should. In my moment of peace, I even hear Alberada offhandedly call Alamir brother. Okay, this is getting a bit far now. Or she would see it that way, because he's growing up with her, right? That's, he's always around. I guess he would like to act as the older brother. By the way, you go back at him. No, it's not inheriting anything. Okay. But he is the oldest son of the Caliph. Three months. I do hope for some positive health modifiers. There is certainly one that you can get. Especially with a soulmate or good friend around, I think. Well, at this point, we take everything that we can get. Oh, there we go. Trade experience in infirmity. Oh, dear. Please hold a moment. What is this? As I travel along the road, I notice a frail-looking peasant standing on the side of the path. As I inspect him more closely, he appears to be holding a small bundle. Please hold a moment. Times have been tough since my spouse passed, and I am at my wit's end. Would you be interested in buying my child? Though it pains me deeply, I cannot afford to keep him and must sell him to save what is left of my family. His name is Masoud. Of course, we have no inclination of helping someone just from the goodness of our heart. At the same time, yeah, certainly not that option. Could take him to court. No, he has different worries now. He ignores them completely. So, yeah, he feels even weaker. Though I wonder, like, why... Like, it's still the same minor penalty, right? So why did this... why was this step so bad, gaining this trade experience here for him? I am not sure. I think what I will do is take a look at the whole situation here with, like I said, the mod that I put in place to have more of some kind of medieval realism when it comes to aging and so on, because it now kind of clashes with what Paradox has implemented in the meantime, making all these advanced age traits more serious. So I'm kind of putting in two bad things at the same time. Maybe that is something to consider here, right? Because obviously we want the game to be challenging. At the same time, you should be able to have a ruler that gets older than 52. It's should be a thing. Like, and even like he is, robust. Ugh. He would have died way sooner if he didn't have that. So this is, I guess, a bit too much. Having the mod in place and at the same time also having the patch 119 options for older people. I'm kind of hesitant to unpause now because he might die at any second, and I would just, I don't know, I can just go and I guess rectify that little thing in the save game file, and that should be fine. And you can have a little outlook on what we're going to do next then. Obviously, he is still battling for his health. That is going to be the main issue regardless of how this is going to proceed. And he is still very much concerned about his legacy. Now he has 3 daughters, but yeah, he would obviously know that having daughters is not great when it comes to maintaining your legacy and what you've built. We could at some point take a look and see if we find another Dodeville that we could maybe betroth her to. Right? I guess we did see that we have many options here when it comes to that. There we go. A lot of boys in here. And then maybe we find one that is far away in the dynasty tree, that we're not getting into that murky territory. And at the same time, we are still marrying into a decent branch of the family. So yeah, there are several options here. That is good. So that will give us a marriage then. Again, I have... what I will not do, or normally would not do, is to look for matrilineal options. That is not very historical, did not happen really. And I would rather not do that. But again, would be reasonable to find an option here where we would look for another Dodeville. That makes total sense. Anyway, but I guess I will do so next time. And yeah, we will see. We will see what happens with the accursed Bohemond. And I'll see you then. So cheers. Bye-bye.